Hey everyone, this is Sean. Today I'll be showing you how to use Notion's MCP, and later I'll also show you how to set it up real quick. And at the very end, we can discuss how MCP could potentially change note-taking and managing tasks and teams. So let's get started. Right now, I'm on this GitHub repo of Notion MCP. It was launched in early April, but we're going to jump right into a real example right now. So I've got my Spanish notes, which include quite a lot of notes from different years. And basically, if I jump into Spanish 2025, which I already opened, you can see there's a bunch of things that I took notes of. And then, there's some screenshots and stuff like that. Since I already connected my Notion to my cursor, I'll just ask the real quick question. I'm going to firstly ask, what is currently on my Notion? Cool. So now it's running my MCP tool. And I have to hit this run tool button, or I can do command enter. So it's using this tool called API get self. And I'll show you how to set up this API later. And now we're using this API called API post search. So run tool, command enter one more time. You can see that it already fetched the results in JSON format. So it's pretty much like an API, but then it's embedded in your agent workflow, which in Cursor is very handy. And the next one is it's doing the API post database query. So let's hit enter, command enter one more time. And Ivan, if you're watching this, quick feedback. I think when you have multiple pages in one Notion page, I oftentimes need to do command enter multiple times to use the same tool. Maybe there's a quick way to fix this, but let me know. Can you write me a summary on the 2025 notes regarding Spanish grammar? By the way, you have to use the agent mode. If you use the ask mode or manual mode, it's probably not going to work. Can you insert that summary to my main page? Okay, so I'm just going to do command enter to run this tool. Brilliant, look at this. It was automatically written in from from Cursor. And later I'm going to just say, hey, add a board view, ask a board view of a list of grammar points that I need to review for my exams and keep them for in progress section for now. And I will move them to done when I am done. Let's see if it works. Okay. Oh, cool. Spanish grammar review. Oh, nice. Okay, there's one. I'm gonna say I want to view this layout as a board. Another quick feedback: you can really get stuck in this agent loop because before you either hit stop or you can't skip some stuff. Add in some test questions and answers, but hidden under a drop-down button based on these grammar points. Okay, let me actually just turn it on a separate tab. Okay. Oh, cool. So the questions were listed in the review board. Okay. Okay, I like that. Okay. Cool. I think I don't have to show anymore. I think this is a really good example. Overall, I would say it's like a 7 out of 10 for me. I look forward to more smarter use cases, and I hope I can skip Cursor for this kind of use case. I want to have an actual client-side desktop app for interacting with all of my apps. So now let's see how did we actually set it up, right? So everything's on this Notion MCP server. If you scroll down, basically what you got to do is you follow these steps, right? The first thing you want to set up integration in Notion. So you need to go to this website called notion.so/profile/integration, which I already opened, and you need to click on this add new integration. I already have mine, but if you click into it, you can just say, okay, give it a name. I'm just call it YouTube, and the workspace is my own Notion, and I'll just keep the type internal, and I hit save. All right, configure setting, and then you will get the secret key. You just need to show this and copy it into your cursor. I'll show you where you can paste it, and also you can put restrictions on the capabilities of the MCP tools. For example, earlier you saw me doing insert into my cursor page. I'm allowing basically LLM to write things into my doc, but you can like untick insert content to remove that from your doc, right? And also you can say, okay, I want it to read the comments and insert comments if this is like a product management documentation, and people might leave comments there. So that'd be helpful if you can just like ask questions about what comments did people leave on my Notion in the past day, stuff like that, right? And if you hit save, basically you're done. I go back to integration. You see there are two of them, right? And if you click back into it, you can still get your secret key. And then the next step is basically you need to find the page you want to add it to. Basically, so let's follow the order of this repo first. The first thing you need to do is, because we're using cursor, we're going to add this into our cursor file called mcp.json. All right. So you can just click copy over here, come back to your cursor, and I'm going to finally show my cursor. So you see that I have a folder called .cursor, and then I have a file called mcp.json. I'm not going to show you because I got my secret keys there. And the MCP servers, basically I've got Stripe, Supabase, GitHub. I'll make more videos to show you how to use them if you're interested. And finally, Notion.api. Basically, this is the thing that I just copy pasted, and you just need to replace this bearer key, replace this ntn underscore star 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 with the secret key that you just copied, right? And then you're pretty much good to go. After that, you can check the setting of your cursor and then click MCP, and you can see all the MCP servers that are currently connected. And you can see that Notion is right here. And if I refresh it, sometimes there's like a yellow dot or red dot. You need to click refresh to reconnect with it, okay? And they also have another option of using Docker. In our case, we used npx. So that means that over here, they will just install Notion MCP using npx instead of Docker, okay? Last but not least, you gotta pick your favorite page, okay? And then connect to the MCP integration that we just set up over here. So if you remember earlier that my very first question was that I was asking, just show me what's on my cursor page. That was because over here on the three dots, let's show you. On the three dots over here, you can check connections, and then you can search MCP-integration YouTube, okay? And because previously I got into integration, I mean, I can do this again, but I can also not do this, right? But eventually, your cursor will only listen to the integration whose secret key you have implemented into your cursor over here in the ncp.json file, okay? It's very simple how you set it up. And then at the same time, if you're curious, you can also use Claude to do the same thing. So if I scroll back up, you can see that there is a place called add this into your this directory. So if you just go this /library/application /, then we can search, actually without the /, we can find application support. In my previous video, I also showed you how to set up Claude. You open Claude, and there is a file called Claude_desktop_config.json like this, and then you just need to copy this in, all right? Yeah, it's really simple, and you see that it's very powerful. To show you a quick example, similarly, on the Claude desktop, you can see this little hammer over here if you have set it up, and you can search Notion, and then you can see that there are 21 tools called Notion, 21 tools from Notion, and there's a quick explanation under each function calls, under each MCP tool. What is on my Notion? Cool, now it's using MCP. I can say allow for this chat, and it's using API post search to check what is on my page. I'm just gonna keep allowing it. The UI is very similar to cursor, it's just that here you have to click. But on cursor, you can do command enter to let agent start using the MCPs. Okay, and it bumps into problems. because whenever the file is very long, Claude cannot really fix it. Okay, cool. So I think this is cool. We can talk about the potential impact here. I hope that all the note-taking apps or all the drive, for example, iCloud Drive, Azure Drive, and AWS, Google Drive could allow MCPs. I saw Sundar Pichai already posted on Twitter/X that Google is going to add MCP as well. I think it's a very powerful tool in general, because if you can allow people to, say, real-time monitor what is going on in some of the docs that you care about. For example, if I were a product manager at a team, I have one PRD right there, and perhaps I'm sharing it with my engineering team and people are leaving comments and everything. So I want to have a way to interact with them, right? I know, say, for example, Gemini could have a feature for the paid version of Google Workspace, but if I have like multiple tools, especially for smaller startup teams, they might be using Google Drive and Notion at the same time, and they might be using Github, and they're using Stripe and Notion, and Superbase. You could connect all of them together in one MCP, and in one MCP client desktop app or a website app, so that you can just make your work much more efficient. But so far, I think the downside right now is that firstly, it still requires a lot of manual hand touching, because I think these tools are being very careful about not intruding into your workflow. They want you to make the decision yourself. And second, I think there's a lot of steps that you have to go through. Like, instead of letting agents to take over, approving, everything they do, I have to approve every single one of them. I hope that there could be like a more automated flow for getting my approval, so that they can just take over for the whole task. Yeah, I probably talked about the same point, but like slightly different. And last but not least, I feel like there's still not a very strong differentiation between MCP and API calls. Perhaps the only difference is that API calls, you need to write it every single time for every tool. But then for MCP, it's like the opposite logic. Every tool is going to write an MCP themselves so that you can use them with a standard way of connecting, right? So I would imagine potentially, in the future, most of these major tools will allow MCP connections, and it will allow agent workflows to be using them much easier. Right now, this is still quite buggy, but it's a great starting point. Cool. Let me know what you think, and I'll probably be making another video about using MCP Superbase, MCP Stripe, and MCP GitHub. And yeah, let's keep discussing about this interesting new technology. Cool. Cheers.